meeting, I will request everyone to kindly put your mobile phones on the silent mode. And if you're accessing via your mobile phone, please keep it in the flight mode or the do not disturb mode. And I wish all of you have a wonderful evening. And to carry on forward, let me hand over the mic control back to our president, to Toastmaster Alvin Sevi. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sean Joseph, Acting Surgeon at Arms. KCA meeting number 422 is now called to order. The prayer can be found on top of the agenda. Almighty and ever-loving God, shower your blessings on this gathering in the endeavor to rebuild ourselves as aspiring Toastmasters. Once again, good evening, everyone. Thank you for taking your time and coming today. We are almost at the end of the year, so we are all excited for New Year's, ready to celebrate. So before we carry on with the meeting, can I ask our VP Education whether the agenda we have in front of us is the final one?
Well, the agenda is final. Toastmaster Jaya Jaggi, our grammarian, she might find it a bit difficult to join. In that case, Toastmaster Purvisha will take up the role of the grammarian. Besides
Oh,
that, the agenda says good.
okay, perfect, perfect. So if Toastmaster Jaya is unable to join us in time, then Toastmaster Purvisha will take over in our place.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So in that case, I don't see any more changes required. In that case, let's carry on with the meeting. And I can see a lot of new faces over here. And to kick it off with the introduction, let's start with our general evaluator, DTM Krishnadas. Sir, would you like to introduce yourself for us?
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Good
My name
evening.
is Krishnadas, as you can see in the agenda. I'm a Toastmaster of Palakkad Toastmasters and in Toastmasters for some time, like about 10 years, more than 10 years. Thank you. And I'll talk more about the meeting later in the session. Thank you.
Definitely, definitely. Thank you so much for coming. Definitely, you have a lot of experience, and definitely your evaluation for this meeting will definitely be very beneficial for us. So, thank you for coming. Thank you for accepting our invitation. So, even though our next guest is pretty much a regular, it's safe to say that she's a regular. So, just to give everyone an idea, once again, let me introduce Toastmaster Purvisha to just give a few words about herself. Toastmaster Purvisha.
Yeah, good evening, Toastmasters. I am Toastmaster Purvisha, and my mother club is Angels Toastmaster Club. So I am here for the third time, and every time I feel warm welcome, and it is like now my second mother club. It is like that. So always nice to have here. Thank you so much. Over to you, President.
Thank you. Thank you. As Toastmaster Purvisha said, this is her third visit. So the next time then when she's coming, we'll definitely induct her.
Oh, I will see.
And I can see another familiar face over here, familiar guest, Toastmaster Nias Fatima. Would you like to introduce yourself for us?
Yes, good evening, everyone.
Good
I'm Nias
evening.
Fatima, member of Angels Toastmasters Club. I had been here once for the contest, club contest. I can see some familiar faces here. Good to see everyone. Looking forward to the meeting. Over to you, President.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Nias. Definitely your support that you've given us for the club contest was incredible and you have handled that professionally. So happy to have you here again. So next we have, so what can we say? Toastmaster Sejidal. Ma'am, would you like to introduce yourself for us? You're not a stranger, but we would love to hear you talk.
Thank you, President and fellow Toastmasters. Good evening. I'm Toastmaster Sijilal, member of Palakkad Toastmasters and Krypton Advanced Toastmasters Club. Toastmasters since 4 years. And it's my pleasure to be a part of this club, KCA, and I'm one of the coach of this club now. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sijil. I'm always happy to have you here. Now let us get into the meeting and to introduce the timer, and our timer was here. Probably there's some technical difficulties. Since I don't see him in the meeting, I'll go to the next role player, and that is, and also Toastmaster Jaya is not here with us. So I call upon Toastmaster Purvisha to brief us the criteria for grammarian and our counter. Toastmaster Purvisha. Toastmaster Purvisha, you're accidentally muted. No problem, it happens.
Thank you so much, President Elvin. Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and guest. I am Toastmaster Purvisha. Look at the wonderful serendipity. Toastmaster Sean called me to take a counter role, and I grabbed the opportunity to join KCA club meeting once again. So today I will be your counter. My role as a counter is to note words and sounds that are used as crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for the filler sound including and I will also note the speaker repeats a word or a phrase such as I or this means. At the end of the meeting, when I called upon by the General Evaluator DTM Krishna Das, I will report the number of times that each speaker used this expression. And same for the word of the day is serendipity, and grammarian is not there. I will note down the word of the day used by every speaker. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Purvisha, for taking up two roles and giving us a very crisp briefing about the grammarian and counter rules. So next we have the business session, and the minutes of last meeting have been shared via WhatsApp, and it has been passed. Now, do we have any other business to discuss? We'll start with our
Uh,
VP Education, Toastmaster Sean.
well, I prefer there's nothing, so we can pass on to the meeting.
Perfect. So if there's no business to discuss, then let's move on to the next session, which is the most interesting one, that is my presidential address. So once again, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Toastmasters and all the invited guests over here. Many of you all must have heard of this quote all around social media, and I'm a bit paraphrasing a little over here. It goes like this: 2020 isn't a year where we get what we want, but rather to appreciate what we already have. Many of us can strongly relate to this. Yes, my dear friends, this year, many of our plans and resolutions have been pushed aside due to peculiar pandemic situations. This has caused us to have very severe changes to our normal day to day life. We are unable to go to places that we want to, do things that we want, and we all have ended up being confined to our homes. With our busy schedules cancelled, we have found ourselves spending time more with our family. Now, thanks to that, we were able to reconnect with them a lot more. Now, the funny thing is that this COVID-19 situation has changed a lot of perspective towards certain aspects. We have discovered that we can work without even coming to office. School has been deemed as non-essential service and it got closed down for lockdown. And also, there are many Toastmasters who have considered that it is impossible to have a normal Toastmasters meeting online. Now look at where we are now. Everywhere we go online, we see that there's some Toastmasters meeting going on that day. We are now coming to an end of 2020, the most awaited year all around the world, but definitely not the year that we have expected. We have gained new and various experience, and we also learn to appreciate the little things in life. So, fellow Toastmasters and guests, let us renew our resolutions and promises as we are coming close to an end of a year. And let us look forward to 2021 with a smile filled with hope. Now, to carry on ahead with the meeting, we have a very dynamic Toastmaster of the day, and I am quite elated to have him as my VP Education. So, without further ado, let me call upon Toastmaster Sean Joseph to conduct the rest of the meeting. Over to you.
Thank you very much, President. Uh, General Evaluator, all the distinguished guests, fellow Toastmasters, good evening once again to one and all of you. Am I audible? Any issues with the audio? Thank you very much. 2020 has been a notorious year for each one of us. I'm sure every one of you, at least most of you, would have been. At least a part of the impact would happen to the entire globe, I must tell. We have seen the most stable economies being hit badly. People have been displaced. Many of the people have lost their jobs. Many of the people suffered from restrictions of traveling. We have flights being cancelled, borders being closed. We have people suffering from each and every part of the globe, and I hope this is going to end by the year 2021. Not to mention, nevertheless, this has also impacted the Toastmasters community. Most of us have switched to the virtual platform. But as I say, everything ends in serendipity. We have opportunities to meet with clubs. We had joined meetings with several clubs around the globe. We had meetings with clubs in South Africa, England. We had meetings with clubs in Bangladesh, India, Pakistan. We had even tried for meetings with Canada because of the time issues. We couldn't have a meeting. So I will see this as a very good opportunity to come close and meet all the people, Toastmasters around the world. Moving forward to our day, we have our prepared speeches. The first speech is given by Toastmaster Toastmaster Alvin Sevi. He is also the president of KCA. Before I call upon him, may I call upon his evaluator, Toastmaster Nias Fatima. She's a very dynamic, passionate Toastmaster. She's a member of Angels Toastmasters Club, pretty new to the Toastmasters family. She's been in Bahrain for more than 10 years. Hopefully, we can see her in as a member in KC as well. So, may I call upon Toastmaster Nias Fatima to give the briefing of the speaker?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Thanks for the invite too. Good evening once again, everyone. My speaker is attempting level 3 first project, which is develop a communication plan. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice developing a communication plan. And the time allotted for this speech is 5 to 7 minutes. All the very best, Toastmaster Alvin Sevi. Over to you, TM Modi.
Thank you very much for the crisp briefing of our speaker. So what can I tell about the speaker? He is the president of Toastmasters, KCA Toastmasters. He's been a Gables master. He has been in the family of Toastmasters. In fact, his father was one of the founding members of KCA Toastmaster. He is a very young and dynamic, and very young, in fact, I must tell, young and dynamic Toastmaster. May I welcome the president of KCA Toastmasters to give a speech with the title "No Plans, No Goals." Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dave, for such a flattering introduction. Our goals can only be reached through a vehicle of plan. in which we must fervently believe and upon which we must vigorously act. There is no other route to success. Quoted by Pablo Picasso. Once again, good evening, Toastmasters, Toastmaster of the day, and guests. A communication plan is your roadmap for getting your message delivered to your audience. It's an essential tool for ensuring your organization sends a clear, specific message with measurable results. The purpose of a communication plan is to define who needs to be aware of and informed about the subject and how often the information will be distributed, and also who will be responsible for distribution. As president, after evaluating my club, I've come up with a communication plan which I'll be using to demonstrate this concept. For a communication plan to be successful, it is quite imperative that we establish goals that we are setting for. In this case, I'm prioritizing it as follows: increasing our membership base, achieving President Distinguished Club, and increasing our quality educational meetings. These are the three main goals for the clubs, and these goals are all interconnected with each other. No organization can work properly if it doesn't have members to run it. Hence, it is very important for the club to increase its membership base. Now, let's just say we have reached the membership base. Then our next goal for the club is to achieve President Distinguished. This can be easily achieved when our members progress in their educational journey and support the club. Our third goal would be to increase the quality of educational meetings, which can also be very easily achieved by members by collectively bringing in unique ideas for every meeting. Setting a goal is not the main thing. It is deciding how you will go about achieving it and staying with that plan. We have now established a goal. Now, what comes next is the message that you want to convey to your targeted audience. We can increase membership by sending messages to prospective members about the benefits that can be gained from joining Toastmasters. We can motivate members to to strive together to achieve President Distinguished by sending a message for members that helps them to set a target for them, which not only helps our goals, but also improves their growth in speaking and leadership skills. We have a message now, but how will we communicate it? Therefore, we have to decide different communication channels that will be used. In this situation, especially the current pandemic situation, all meetings are online. Therefore, we can conduct meetings online and invite prospective members to attend it at the comfort of their homes. Since everyone is at home these days, there's been an increase in spending time online on different social media platforms. So, appealing to an audience to social media will benefit us tremendously. Even though we can do most things online these days, nothing beats sending a message through word of mouth. Word of mouth is an effective way of communication and it gives people a sense of personal trust towards the message. Other means that can be used are press releases, articles, online articles, and so on. We have now chosen a desired communication channel. Now, what we now need to set up is a timeline for our milestones with different checkpoints at different intervals of time. And also set up how frequent we will be communicating with our audience. Since we are having online meetings, we will be in touch for like around twice a month. And also we will be using various social media platforms. So we can almost keep in touch every day. Just because you made a good plan doesn't mean that's what's going to happen. Thus, evaluation makes paramount to the plan. We have to evaluate the progress of our milestones mentioned in our timeline. This helps us to make changes and improvises to our plan when necessary. We will know when our communication plan is working when people are inspired to join our club, our members motivated to work on themselves and achieve their educational goals, when there is active participation in every meeting and people bring in creative and unique ideas. Then only we can confidently say that we have reached our goals, which are reaching a healthy membership base, achieve president distinguished, and have quality educational meetings. The purpose of this communication plan is to make everyone realize the amount of untapped potentials that's lying within them. There's always something for us to learn, and this club has the necessary tools to bring it all to light. All it needs is a little push, and we can get it rolling. To put it in a nutshell, for a communication plan to be effective, we need to first establish a goal, develop what message you want to convey and what reaction you're expecting from the target audience from the message. Third, select your desired communication channel. Establish timeline for when goals should be achieved. And finally, evaluate your efforts and make changes to the plan if necessary. To conclude, a man who does not plan ahead will find trouble at his door, quoted by Confucius. Over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Alvin, for a wonderful speech. I'm sure everyone has to talk about the pandemics and the year ending. We are coming to end of 2020. Hopefully, we get rid of this pandemic situation. Moving forward, we have a next speech by Toastmaster Jayesh. Before I call upon the speaker, may I call upon as evaluator to give the briefing of the briefing criteria. She is a very passionate Toastmaster. She's been in the Toastmasters field for more than 4 years. She's a member of more than one club. In fact, she is my colleague in Krypton Advanced Toastmasters. She is one of our club coaches. And she is a very lovely and beautiful woman, always ready to help. May I call upon Toastmaster Siji Lal to give the evaluation criteria of Toastmaster Jayesh? Over to you now.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sean, for those wonderful words of introduction. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening. Today, our speaker, Toastmaster Jayesh, is going to deliver second speech from Level 1 Pathways. The objective of this speech is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply that feedback to the second speech, and also to present a speech and receive the feedback from the evaluator. So I wish all the best to Toastmaster Jayesh. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much. Our next speaker, Toastmaster Jayesh. He is a very passionate social worker. He is recently new to the Toastmasters family, but very committed to for his educational pathways and all the other things. He works with the Ministry of Works Directorate, and presently he is the president of Hope Charity in Bahrain. His wife is also working in the Ministry of Interiors and has a daughter studying in the Indian school at ninth grade. So, without taking much of time, may I call upon the next speaker, Toastmaster Jayesh Guru, to deliver his speech on hope. Toastmaster Jayesh.
Good evening, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay. We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. These are the words of great Winston Churchill. Today, I want to speak about topic charity. What is charity? Charity is an act of extending love and kindness to others unconditionally without expecting a reward. It is due to this act of the nature that makes it precious and soulful. There are people who believe that charity should begin at home, ultimately extending it to others in the society. On hearing the word charity, at first everyone thought of giving money to the desert. But charity is about not only giving money to the desert people, it should be service. It can be an act of kindness. Sometimes a smile can be an act of charity. I would like to speak about a charity organization which I am involved for the past 5 years. Through this organization, we have done a lot of charity services to the deserved expatriates in the Kingdom of Bahrain who are facing issues. Our activities include visiting Salmania Hospital and provide necessary support to the patients in the form of medicines and other services. We provide financial assistance to the families of the deceased. We provide Gulf kits to the expatriates who are leaving Bahrain. We know many expatriates, they lost their job or maybe they ended up in jail due to small issues. So finally, they are going back to their home country without anything. So we are at that time, we are providing a Gulf kit to them. This Gulf kit may cost around 50 BD. Gulf kit consists of the gifts to their loved ones. Also, we have providing food kits to the deserved. Means from the beginning of the Corona season, we had provided around 800 food kits to the desert people. As we know, many people who lost their jobs and some of the people, they have long pending salaries and their families are in Bahrain. So we are providing food kits to them. These food kits consist of nearly 14 to 16 items, grocery items. And this one food kit is almost sufficient for a family for 1 month. In my charity life, I remember about an incident. It was in last year. During our regular visit to Salmania Hospital, we met one person who was admitted over there. His name was Satyadas. He was from Kerala. On that day, he fell unconscious on the road and someone has called the 999 ambulance and they brought him to the Salmania hospital. On inquiring about his situation, he showed his phone. He showed a WhatsApp message from his daughter sent from Kerala. On going through the details, we know that it was a notice or it was a letter from a bank. It is mentioned that within 10 days time, the bank is going to attach or auction his property, that is his house along with his 10 cents of land, since he failed to pay back his loan. We asked him about the details. He told us that before 4 years before, he took a loan from a bank around 2.5 lakh rupees. And initially he paid the installments. Later on, he lost his job. That is more than 1 year, he don't have any job. That is why he was not able to pay the interest or he was not able to send any money to his home. He have two children, two daughters, that is aged 14 and 16, and his wife along with his ailing mother. On hearing this one, he told that he received this message 3 days before, and on seeing this one, after that he did not take any food or had any water. So finally he fell unconscious and he was admitted to the hospital. On hearing this, we discussed with our friends and we had organized a collection. So total within 4 days time, we are able to contribute some 4 lakh Indian rupees. And after that, we called up the bank and with some influence, the bank agreed to waive off his interest amount. So finally, we had paid some 2.75 lakh Indian rupees to the bank, and his visa was also expired. So we had cleared all his legal formalities within 7 days time. After that, we sent him back to India with a Gulf kit, which consists of the gift to his two daughters and his mother and his wife. Also, we had some balance amount. With the balance amount, we bought an auto rickshaw and presently he is living happily in India with his family. Last week also we called him. Also, not only this one, we are doing several other charity services. Everyone knows about the case of Ranjit Lal, and we had sent around 2.75 lakhs to him for his heart treatment. I think the surgery is going to be conducted after 2 days time. So uh, my topic name is Hope. That is the name of our charity organization. So the abbreviation is of hope is hold on, pain ends. So let us hold our hands together to help others to make this world a better place. Thank you. Over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Jesh, for a wonderful speech and explaining us for the importance of charity. And it was actually a new information for me and most of us regarding the organization Hope. So moving forward, we have an optional break. If it is required, we can take or we can move on to our next session. So may I ask upon the president, shall we have the optional break or shall we move on?
I believe we can go ahead.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. When I was still studying in my college days, I was attending one of my weddings of my colleagues, and all of a sudden, from the stage, there was a call to the mic telling, "May I call upon Sean Joseph to give a few words about the couple?" Because my colleague was getting married. She was still in our third year engineering. So it was actually a trap because they just want to make a see what how I react on the stage. So upon hearing my name, my hands and legs started shivering. So I've been called, and everyone pushed me to the stage. And when I reached up on the stage, and I saw the crowd was almost 500 plus crowd, and I was there was no water in my mouth. It became literally dry. I just said, "She's a very good girl. Have a blessed life. Thank you very much." Hardly I could tell that. This is a time when we need experience to talk about unprepared speeches, to face unexpected, unexpected situations. That is why Toastmasters has introduced table topics. To conduct the table topics, may I call upon our beloved Toastmaster Bindu Nair. She is a Toastmaster since 2016. She is the current VP Education of Palakkad Toastmasters to conduct this Toastmasters table topics contest. Oh, sorry, topics. Can I call upon Toastmaster Bindu Nair? Over to you, madam.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Am I audible?
Yes, very much.
Thank you. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
The purpose of Topics Master is to facilitate table topics where guests and members will have the opportunity to practice their impromptu speaking skills. I will introduce the topic and call on speakers who will be given 2 minutes time to speak on the topic. Timer, please note, the time allotted is 2 minutes, green background at 1 minute, amber background at 1 minute 30 seconds, and red background at 2 minutes. So shall we begin?
Yes, please.
My first topic goes to Toastmaster Soy Paul.
Yeah.
Do you think crying is a sign of weakness or strength? Do you think crying is a sign of weakness or strength? Toastmaster Soy Paul.
Tabletop Master, fellow Toastmasters, and our guests and beloved guests, Toastmaster Krishnadas, Toastmaster Sijila, Toastmaster Purvisha. Great to respond. The crying means it depends upon the mood. If you are in happy mood, when you are excited, when you are over excited, maybe the cry because of the moments of happiness, it may happen. most of the time, the crying happens when you feel sad, and especially the ladies, they are it's an imitate. They are expressing not only sad, they're for bargaining something, for getting something. They use this is an tactics one. So I believe crying is great. Crying, it's an emotion. It is not at all related to the only to the happiness, only to the sadness, nothing. It's an emotion. Like the emotion, it have the everything inside. There is happy, there is happy mood, there is a bargaining mood, there is imitating mood, there is a lot of hiding thing. It is an emotion. So I would like to see hiding itself is an emotion which have the multiple angles and multiple dimensions you can apply to them, but in most of the
I think
Something
he
happened.
lost his connection.
most of the case it reveals as an as a it shows the weakness. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Soy Paul. My next topic is, if you want to relive one moment in your life, what is it and why? The topic goes to Toastmaster Purvi Shah. If you want to relive one moment in your life, what is it and why?
Thank you, Table Topic Master, for that wonderful topic, because you gave me another opportunity to relive my best moment of life, right? Good evening, Toastmasters and Table Topic Master. If I want to relive my one moment, actually I have many, but if you ask for only one moment, then I will definitely say the day I gave birth to my son. Doctor gave me injection and to make me unconscious, but they could not. The injection could not made me unconscious because I was so excited to see my baby. So I was almost half dead, mostly unconscious, and in that time I can feel the cut when he put c-section on my stomach and he pulled out my baby. And when he cried, my son cried, that time I feel like, oh my god, I have done the best thing on the world, that I gave birth to one new life. So it was the unforgettable moment for my life. And when I saw him, his tiny, tiny hands and tiny, tiny legs, it is, I cannot forget that moment any point of life. And I want to live that moment once again. Thank you to Table Topic Master for giving me that chance. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Purvi. That was wonderful. My next topic is, where do you find inspiration? And the topic goes to Toastmaster Alvin. Toastmaster Alvin, where do you find inspiration?
Thank you, Table Topic Master, Toastmaster Bindu. Where do I find inspiration? Now, couple of years back, I volunteered at the summer camp at KCA. So I had to deal with the little kids over there. So in that, my friend used to conduct an informal YLP. It is not exactly under Toastmasters, but he used to do it all by himself. So I usually go there and support him. So when I met these children, I didn't like them at all. They were a huge pain, and they never gave me a peace of mind. And I always wondered how my friend Abel was able to manage them. So I was fortunate enough to spend for around 30 to 40 days with them till the summer camp was over. Even though at the beginning I didn't like them, but as time passed by, I grew fond of these little devils. That's the word I would use. So definitely they have inspired me. They always, even though they annoyed me a lot, they have inspired me a lot. They taught me a lot of things that I too can be a motivator, role model. These were the things I thought I'll never be, that I'll never like. I never expected people will look up to me. So these shouldn't look up to me, and that itself gave me a confidence. It also inspired me to take up different leadership roles, which eventually led me up to becoming a president. So overall, I have to say my inspiration comes from those little devils couple of years back. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Alvin, for that wonderful comments. My next topic is, when was the last time you tried something new? And the topic goes to Toastmaster Sam. When was the last time you tried something new?
Dear Toastmasters and Toastmaster of the Day, good evening, everyone. When I try, can you repeat the question once again?
When was the last time you tried something new?
Okay. Even today, I tried a new thing because, as you know, I'm working as a biomedical engineer. That too, this is a corona situation, a pandemic situation. We cannot go to some of the hospitals. Today, I cannot say the name of the hospital, but a critical situation, I have to attend the complaint. The machine has to be set it right. And physically, I cannot go there. So, but if the machine is not ready, I have to answer to so many people, because as it was installed very recently, the new machine, which is in warranty period, I cannot say no. So what I did, a simple thing, I called my friend who is the biomedical engineer there, and I got his credentials, his user ID and password, which he should not give it to anyone. I got that credentials. I logged in from my laptop. I resolved the complaint and I handed over. This is the one recently I did today morning. Thank you. Back to the Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sam. Toastmaster of the Day, do we still have time?
Yes, we are actually ahead of time, so you can ask a couple of questions.
Okay. So my next topic is, what is the definition of success according to you? What is the definition of success according to you? And the topic goes to Toastmaster Niaz Fatima.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bindu, for giving me this opportunity. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and everyone. Success, Can you repeat the question, please?
What is your definition of success?
Okay. I feel like the success is in everyday life also. No, even if we do small things in everyday activities, when you help your with kids, when you achieve your small goals, and when you feel satisfied with what you do. Success, it doesn't mean you have to do a very big thing, like you should have a very big goal. You can have you can see the success in small everyday things also. Like you can achieve your goal by having a small simpler goals, and by achieving the smaller things you can reach your final goal. Thank you, Toastmaster Bindu.
Thank you, Toastmaster Niyaz. My next topic is, what do you imagine yourself doing 10 years from now? What do you imagine yourself doing 10 years from now? And the topic goes to Toastmaster Jayesh. You are muted.
Okay. Sorry. Good evening, table topics master, fellow Toastmasters and guest. What you are doing after 10 years from now? Really, I don't know what I will do. But anyway, I wish to be, after 10 years, definitely, I wanted to be well settled. I want to be in Kerala. I wanted to do some cultivation or some farming, other things. I wanted to stay with my family. Presently, my parents are alive, so I wanted them to be with me at that time also after 10 years. So I wanted to do all these agricultural activities and all, wanted to live a peaceful life. I have one daughter. She is presently studying in 9th class. So by that time, after 10 years, by that time she will be getting married. I wanted her to be get a good job and a good family life. These are the things I wanted to do. But I don't know what is going to happen. I don't know. For example, last year we can see we had a lot of plans and all, but all of a sudden this corona issue has come, and even I lost my friend also due to corona. He was in his 40s. He was I think the 20th person expired in Bahrain. He was the first expatriate, I think, from India. It was in, I think, June. Thank you. Back to table topics master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jayesh.
Thank you.
My next topic is, what makes you smile? And the topic goes to Toastmaster Sijilal. What makes you smile? Toastmaster Sijilal, are you there?
You are
Could you
muted.
please repeat the topic?
What makes you smile?
Thank you, table topic master, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Once again, good evening. What makes me smile? Oh, there are many things in this world for me to smile. Just an example, when I look at all of you, I smile. And I see, when I get something, when I go to this table topic, they accept the table topic, everything, whenever my name is called upon, I will smile. And whenever I see a baby, definitely I'll smile. When I see anything beautiful in this world, I'll smile. So smile, it's one of the outfit which suits for everyone. So I definitely smile for anything which makes me happy. Any achievements, not only me, anybody, if I hear that, definitely a smile comes on my face. And so I would like to continue my smile and to spread the smile to everyone, as it's a contagious and even future for table topic also. I would like to smile when my name is called upon. So wish everyone continue your smile and let's spread the word happiness by our smile. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Siji. My next topic is, what are the changes that you want to see in this world in the new year? What are the changes that you want to see in this world in the new year? And the question goes to our own Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Sean.
Thank you very much, Table Topic Masters. I'm glad you hadn't missed any one of us. Well, the next year, it's almost year ending, and the next year is going to come, and everyone, not only me, is eagerly waiting to have this vaccine. Which we have a couple of vaccines, in fact, and hope everything is successful. And I'm just waiting for all the air bans to be lifted. We can travel to a country, we can see people outside rather than the Zoom meeting. We are also hoping to have our KCA Toastmasters going to become physical from 2021, and that is one of the things which I'm waiting to happen. Another thing which I am waiting to happen is traveling. I used to allow traveling a lot, and for the past 1 year I'm stuck here. So I'm hoping that at least for 2021 I would be able to make it up for all the missed travels which I've missed. I've missed seeing my cousins. Missed seeing my friends. I've missed my home country a lot. I really want to be there. And one of the sad part was I had my uncle expired around about 3 months back, and I was unable to join him because of this pandemic situation. So I'm just hoping that at least for the next year I can go back, reunite with the family, and see them and be happy. And thank you very much. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sean. My last topic, obviously, DTM Krishnadas. Which is worse, failing or never trying? Which is worse, failing or never trying? DTM Krishnadas Nair.
Thank you, Table Topic Master Bindu. Well, I will say trying is always better than fail. There is no, of course, every scenario there'll be like either fail or lose, but trying is in between. Trying is putting your effort. Effort is more important than achieving a result. So trying comes the effort what one is put in doing things. And always the efforts need to be appreciated, not the success. So trying is always good rather than just living or like accepting the failure. If you are not trying for anything, scared of failing in something, then one will never reach in any place. Now take the example of KCA, this particular meeting. I'm really surprised, of course, even though I'm going to tell something in the general evaluation. You can see that a meeting has started with just about 6-7 people. A Toastmaster meeting with 7 people, where we always say like we need about 15 to 20 people. And so that's trying actually. Then of course, like now the number is added, like we have got 10. But still, this is the willpower. This is the trying, that really motivates, or like that's the enthusiasm of the people. So trying is always good rather than just fail or ignoring. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, DTM Krishnadas Nair, for that motivating words. So that comes to the end of table topic session today. Now you all can smile. I hope you all enjoyed the topics, and thank you to Toastmaster Sean for giving me this opportunity. I wish you all a very prosperous, happy, safe and healthy new year. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Table Topics Master, for conducting it so efficiently. I think, in fact, it is the first time each and every member, including the Toastmaster of the day and the General Evaluator, is being called upon. If I had a chance, I would have asked you a question as a table topic just to include you into the picture. Anyways, so moving forward, we have our general evaluation. So for that same, can I call upon our general evaluator? He is a distinguished Toastmasters, and he is in the Toastmasters family for more than, I don't know, so many years. He's working as a finance manager in Alzur Group. So can I call upon DTM Krishnadas to give us the general evaluation of how today's meeting went? Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Fellow Toastmasters and most honored guests, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
It is my pleasure to attend this meeting, KCS meeting as General Evaluator. The first time I'm attending KCS meeting, even though we used to have our Palakkad Toastmasters meeting in KCA venue for many times. Of course, I am also a frequent visitor of KCA for some other functions, mainly for the judging of during their children's art festival. Thank you very much for inviting me. Well, I really like the enthusiasm of the KCA of conducting this meeting particularly. Of course, I have logged in like about 5 to 10 minutes before the meeting, and first time I think when I logged, I think there was hardly one member. So I was wondering like, oh, like what is going to happen? Then suddenly, then yes, slowly people started coming, joining. I could hear the sound of Sijilal and the President Alvin. Yes, like of course, I was also just unmuted my mic just to say hi. Of course, and the number of only thing was not able to see was the members. Only few, I think about 6 or 7 were there, and in two minds whether to start or wait for something. And then finally the president called, okay, start the meeting at this by 5 minutes late. It's good actually. Yeah, this is the spirit of Toastmasters. You don't have to wait for anyone, because Toastmasters once is joined, and like it is a self-development program. Each individual must have the interest to come on time and join the meeting. So we don't have to wait for anyone to come. Better to start on time is always better. Well, the president has taken charge, and even the surgeon attempts also was not present. So he has requested an acting surgeon attempts. I believe like he's the VP Education. He's doing multiple roles today, and they asked him to start the meeting. Of course, when the VP Education was started the meeting, you could see that because he was not very prepared or like for this the basic introduction. There's many things what needed to be addressed in the initial introduction was not included, but still like that his willingness to take that role is really appreciated. He deserves a big round of applause. So normally, a surgeon attempts in this virtual meeting need to explain the common rules what we should follow in a virtual meeting. That is like muting, I mean that keeping on the audio, video meeting, and all this stuff. And these are the things like you need to emphasize. And personally, I believe that in this type of meeting, all the members who participate must keep the video on, because we all know that we are in a virtual meeting. We are no physical or no contact, and it is like if people are like, or the available, the members, participating members are keeping the video off and or muted. It is like no meaning for the meeting. That's what my perspective. So those who volunteer to attend the meeting must keep the video on, so that at least the speaker will have some good, what you call, like enthusiasm, that he is addressing a crowd where they are available, or they are seeing you, or at least you can see them when you move the escape, the skipping, or just talking to the what you call, like the photograph is not really enough. So please try to keep the video always on during the virtual meetings. Well, the president started introducing the guests, of course, and I realized that, of course, today we had more guests than the members. Introduced well, but one thing I noticed that he missed to get apologies. I'm not sure like how many members are in the KCA this club's role, but the apologies is one of the most important thing, especially when you have many members. At least somebody must have, some of them must have conveyed the apologies. That I think the president is missed out, or maybe I don't know whether like there's not that much member to convey apology. I mean, like the active members, that I don't know. That maybe that president can tell what is the role, like how many members are in the role, Mr. President, approximately.
Approximately around we have 9 members.
9 members. So out of 9 members, also like so I think the other members are not regular, or like they're not conveying apology, or something like that. Well,
So
anyhow,
since it's year
yeah,
end, probably there are other commitments, probably.
yeah. Anyway, like that. No matter, like as per like now when we go as per the procedure, whether they are not like introducing guests, then convey apologies, then role players introduction. Yes, the grammarian also was absent, or like not able to attend today's meeting, and of course somebody else as a guest, Purvisha was volunteered to introduce the word, but the word introduced was of course it was not well, I mean, like well narrated or something, because like she just introduced, she selected a word and introduced. So that way, like that purpose of that word is not going to help, because like not many, even I don't remember what the word was actually. Like anyway, like at least that being a guest, she took the initiative to come forward and be the grammarian and accountant, which is a very good thing. So need to be appreciated. Well done, Purvisha, and she deserves a big round of applause from all.
Thank you, sir.
And I believe that timer also not available, correct? Because I haven't hear the time. A timer is available. No. There's no timer, I believe, for today's meeting, right?
No. There is. He joined late. But he has timed all the members.
There is a timer.
There is timer. He joined a bit late.
Okay, fine. Okay, no, like a timing. It was not that timer was not introduced. Actually, that as the timer arrived, that timing criteria should have mentioned or read in the meeting, because like it's very important to have to know the timing, especially when you have like we had many table topics and to prepare speeches on all. But anyway, like we'll get the timers report also like later on. Then we had the business session. Of course, even there's no matter for discussion, but still that as a business session was conducted and asked for the VP Education. I think VP Education was the only executive member available, I believe, right? And yes, reported like that. And then, but what I noticed that normally in other meetings, you can see like that the presidential address is the first thing what we should do, maybe before introducing the role players even. I don't know, like this is something like which I first time I came across this one was like see, actually the tone of a meeting is set by like the presidential address. That also a very inspiring speech from the president really sets the tone for the meeting. So I don't know whether it's a good idea to have this presidential address in between that after introducing the role player and even the business session. I personally believe that that's not a good idea. Better to have the presidential address immediately after the guest and the guest was introduced and apologies are conveyed. Then move on to the other club or the introducing of the role players. And president has given a good message, and he was very confident, and it was really a good message. But what I noticed that the president is like he has to say more about the Toastmasters International, and that is one of the important criteria or one of the important thing that president should cover in his presidential address. Then president introduced the Toastmaster of the Day. Toastmaster of the Day also is given a very good message, and which is related to the present scenario, the pandemic situation and everything. So it was a good attempt from the Toastmaster of the Day to keep the meeting on and to get everybody connected. But again, what I noticed that normally the Toastmaster of the Day has to brief about the club's history, like who the formation of the club, the members, sponsors. So this is very important. From this only, those who are attending or as guests and new members will come to know about the forefathers of the club. So I think that Toastmaster of the Day should include, or the club must have something like a write-up about the club's brief history for any Toastmasters who take up this role. Otherwise, Toastmasters performance was excellent, and Toastmaster of the Day and the president deserve a round of applause. I could see that there was two prepared speeches, one by the president and one by the Toastmaster Jayesh. Both speeches were very good speeches. We'll get a detailed evaluation on that later in this session. Now, optional break. Of course, that the president only opted not to go for the break, so directly went for the table topic session. Like the Toastmaster of the Day mentioned, it was really a good table topic session by Toastmaster Bindu Nair. She had prepared well. She has enough topic to give it to all the participating members except her, which is good sign. But this is one of the idea of the Toastmaster meeting, that to make everybody present to speak, which she did it extremely well. So Toastmaster Bindu deserves a big round of applause. And also, I would like to mention that the topic what she has selected was really good. It was easy for all the members to comment. Yes, the basic idea of table topic is make the members speak. many places when you go, like you'll see that the table topic try to find out some topics which is very difficult to understand or to comment, but that's not the purpose. The purpose is to make the member to speak, and today she did it very well. So the topic, all commentators, I could see that all commentators commented on the topic reasonably well, because all the topics were literally related to everyone. This is the way like we should collect. We will select the table topics and assign to different people. And this way, when you conduct a table topics, the nervousness of the members who participate in the table topics will go. People will never get scared because like, oh, table topic, because she's made it so simple that anybody can or everybody can comment or he can talk about the topic for 1 to 2 minutes. Very good, extremely good. Now, it's time for us to go for this evaluation. We have 2 evaluators to evaluate the speeches delivered by the speakers. So to evaluate the first speech delivered by by Alvin, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Niaz Fatima to give her evaluation. Toastmaster Niaz Fatima.
Thank you, gentle evaluator. A goal without a plan is just a wish. Fellow Toastmasters, dignitaries, and my dear speaker, a very good evening to one and all. I congratulate my speaker for successfully completing his project. Today, I'm going to evaluate his speech in 3 P's. First one is prepare, practice, and presentation. First, I'm going to talk about preparation. Wow, what a fantabulous and well-structured speech it was. My speaker began and ended his speech with a nice quote. It was very captivating. His vocabulary usage is excellent. He very well understood the objective and made outstanding communication goals. He explained about his 3 goals and how he implemented those goals and how he made plans to achieve these goals. And second P is practice. He practiced very well, and I could see this with the smooth flow when he delivered his speech. And also I can see the confidence in his speech. This also telling us how he practiced his speech very well. And the final P is presentation. My speaker had a very good eye contact with the audience, and he is audible and very clear, and he effectively used the hand gestures, which I can see prominently. Also, he gave a little pauses. He did not rush up. He gave small pauses, which is actually good for the audience to understand. Now, I have a few suggestions for my speaker to make his great speech a greater speech. I felt he used the same pitch throughout the speech. He could have used a voice modulation, some highs and lows, so that when he talks about his achievement, he could have some excitement in his voice. And also I felt that he could have used some PowerPoint presentation so that he can explain his goals and achievements and how he made plans to execute each and everything. He could have used the PowerPoint presentation so that the audience can also have a clear picture about it. And he could have moved a little bit right or left, but I could understand the limitations over here. To summarize his speech, overall, it was an outstanding and well-organized speech. He explained about his goal clearly and how he made the plans and executed these plans through various channels and he delivered his speech very confidently. Only suggestions I can give him is voice modulation, and he can keep a smile on his face. It could have been better. And overall, he understands the objectives well and he executed his project very well. All the very best to my speaker for his future projects. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nayas. Yes, it was a good evaluation. You covered most all the required points. Of course, the speaker is like a professional speaker. He has delivered a very good speech with all the basic requirements. But yeah, I think like the speaker was trying to talk about how we can what you call it, you can the club, especially I think he was thinking about KCA only, I believe, but still, yeah, it's good thought, and hopefully like he can work well with that perspective, and we can see that the KCA will come up with within short while, coming back in few with flying colors, and can see a club with many members sitting around. The next evaluator is Toastmaster Sijila. She'll be evaluating the speech of Toastmaster Jayesh. Toastmaster Sijila.
Thank you, General Evaluator Ditya Krishnadas. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, once again, good evening. Hold on, pain ends. Toastmaster Jayesh, we are so proud of you. With your great noble works, you are providing light to many despite of darkness around. Fellow Toastmasters, let us give him a round of applause for his noble deeds. Thank you, Toastmaster Jayesh, for a wonderful inspirational speech on charity. We make a living by what we get, but what we make a life by what we are given. You have started your speech with a quote of Winston Churchill. Definitely, it grabbed all of us attention. It was a really magnificent opening, and your speech was very well organized and crafted with great content that is mainly on charity. With your detailed noble activities, you are given an insight to us that charity is not necessarily by providing money. It's more than that. In fact, our service is a charity. Thank you. And coming to about your delivery, you had a good eye contact, a very powerful eye contact, which helped us to connect with you. And again, you are used enough poses also, which we could able to understand what you have said and what you are going to say. With a personal anecdote of your friend, one of the member, that's Satyadas, Mr. Satyadas, you could vividly explain what was his agony and what he suffered and how you could or your team could able to overcome his problems. And again, the conclusion, really take home message for each and every one of us. That was, hold our hands to help each other to make this world a better place. Really an inspiration one to each and every one of us. Again, although it was a wonderful speech, but little suggestions which I could able to provide you to make it best one. The first thing is, you had a very strong voice, but it was monotonous. We're lacking few voice modulation, especially when you give a profound message. We should feel it through your voice. For example, when you narrated the incident of Mr. Satyadas, you could have shown that emotions like his agony, that he lost his job and he couldn't pay the loans. That should have been shown from your face or from your voice. And again, there was a bit lack of gestures. So overall, it was a wonderful speech. with good eye contact and poses, but you could improve your voice modulation and gestures. Over to General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sigila. Good evaluation, covered all points. Of course, about the speech, also it was an excellent speech. It was very really touching speech. And like the evaluator said, yes, yeah, that speech could have been much more better if you have like some body that or body what you call the gestures and that speech modulation. It's excellent. It was an excellent speech. Now we have system to voting, no? So vote for the best speaker, best evaluator, and the best table topic commentator.
The timing criteria, just to know if any disqualifications.
Yeah. So yes. Yeah. Oh, we have the timer. Okay. Like so,
Yeah.
timer can give the report of the timer can give his report.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah.
First of all, I would like to mention my apologies because of due to some network issues. I was kicked off from the meeting during the opening prayer, and I rejoined during the presidential address. Anyway, it was so I could not able to give my presentation on that time. Sorry for that. Anyway, I did my level best for the timings. So for the prepared speeches, Toastmasters Alvin Sevi, it was 7 minutes 11 seconds, and Toastmasters Jayesh, it's 6 minutes 10 seconds, and table topics Toastmasters Soypal, it's 1 minute 55 seconds. Toastmaster Purvisha, it's 1 minute 38 seconds. Toastmaster Alvin Sevi, it's 2 minutes 2 seconds. And Toastmaster Sam Rajesh, it was 1 minute 54 seconds. And Toastmaster Niaz Fatima, 1 minute 21 seconds. Toastmaster Jayesh, 1 minute 32 seconds. Toastmaster Siji Lal, 1 minute 27 seconds. Toastmaster Sean Joseph, 1 minute 33 seconds. And Toastmaster Krishna Das, it's 1 minute 55 seconds. And for the evaluation timings, Toastmaster Niaz Fatma, it was 3 minutes 24 seconds. And Toastmaster Sijilat, it's 3 minutes 30 seconds exactly. So as per our timing criteria, all are okay. There is no disqualification. Thank you. Over to
Thank you, timer, for that good, excellent report. Of course, even though like it was not brief from the timing criteria, like yes, covered well in the timing report, and now everybody can vote for the best speaker, best table topic commentator, and the best evaluator. Moving further, we have one more report from our grammarian accounder. So to give the report, may I call Toastmaster Purvisha.
Yes. Thank you, General Evaluator, sir. Good evening once again. Here is our counter and grammarian report together. As a grammarian, I was not ready. I was just a minute before I was know that I am grammarian, so I could not present my report before properly. But I am not happy that anyone didn't use a word of the day, that is serendipity. I will give both report together. President and the speaker, Toastmaster Alvin Sevi, used 2 hours, 3 pauses, and repeat words like strive together, strive together. He used good English, and phrases like our goals can only be reached through a vehicle of plan in which we must fervently believe and upon which we must vigorously act. There is no other route to success. And a man who does not plan along long ahead will find trouble at his door. Very good English phrases, good English grammar. Timer Toastmaster Sam as TT speaker also 3 hours and 4 pauses and filler words like I cannot, I cannot. Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Sean Jessup, use 4 hours, 3 pauses and filler words like our and easies. Toastmaster Jayesh, he used very good phrase, we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. Good English phrase he used. And he used 6 hours, 3 ohms and filler words like I wanted, I wanted. Table topic master, Toastmaster Bindu. With your beautiful smile, I could not much as in you. Evaluator Niaz Fatima, 6 ohms and 2 hours. Evaluator Toastmaster CG Lal, 5 hours and 3 pauses. And filler words like and so. And what I like most about Toastmaster, that this is the beauty of Toastmaster, that new Toastmaster like me can count and tell also. For such a senior Toastmaster, General Evaluator DTM Krishna Das used 2 pauses and 3 filler words like just and the and few ohms. That's all from my side. Over to you, General Evaluator sir.
Thank you, Purvisha, for the detailed, very excellent report. You covered everything on especially the using the filler words and filler words. Of course, introduction of the word is not your mistake because you took the courage to come forward and be the grammarian. That's a great thing, and you deserve a big round of applause. Okay. Now, so that's all. I think now we have covered almost everything about the meeting. Now, general speaking, actually, yes. Now we have about 10 members, I believe, like including 5 guests. So this is, and as the president mentioned, we have about 9 members. So it is important for the ExCom to make sure that the maximum attendance of all the members is there, because without the members, I could see that the struggling, there's no role players when the meeting is started, and of course the president and the VP Education took that initiative to start the meeting on time with the very few or role players, and this is something what you could see in only in Toastmasters, and that's really appreciated. And of course, I don't know what is the normal meeting days of because in the agenda I can see that every Monday you guys meet, but today is Wednesday, so probably I believe that maybe the meetings dates are also not very regular. But that's not a good sign normally, because if at all if someone wanted to come or join the meeting, or for the existing members also, they think that the meeting will be on that time, even the guests also. So it is always to stick on the meeting days also, but that is where the days is fixed, and try to stick on that day only for conducting the meetings. And of course, I understand that the club coaches are appointed, and they will be doing their initiative or doing to improve the club in terms of getting more members and conducting much more better educational sessions. And I know, like, I remember like that KCA is like an excellent club and with many senior members, and they were there, and always like the meetings were conducted with many members always. So probably as the club, you all can approach the senior members again, and you can request them to continue the membership, and so that way the club can be revived very easily. And of course, like your mother club also like has many people, and so probably it will be easy to get into to that real strength once again. Otherwise, meeting us very interesting, even though like the very few members were there, like the meeting was very lively with the very, what you call, like very good speeches, and that other tables topics, and that really covered well, and it was really, that made really the meeting very interesting. So all the best wishes for a belated Merry Christmas, and I wish you all a very happy New Year in advance, and hopefully we'll have a better 2021 Toastmastering year for all of us to enjoy. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much, TTM Kuchandas, for the wonderful general evaluation, and we will definitely consider all your opinions. And before we move on to the awards, the declaration of the results, there is two more people to finish their voting. If you could kindly finish it, and there's two more people pending. Because I've seen 8 responses, two more, please. If you can do it quickly, and we can declare the results. And while that has been done, let me take this opportunity to personally thank each one of you to come to this meeting. And I've, this is a season of club contest, and most of the members are busy either as the guests or either as the judges or participants or contest chairs. Thank you all for coming and making this a wonderful evening. So I believe it's time to declare the results. And may I call upon the president to declare the results, please. Toastmaster Alvin Sevi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dave, for conducting the session in a superb manner. Definitely, we have enjoyed today's session. Now, before I call the results, I just want to ensure that the results I'm having is the final results.
Wait. Wait. So there's one more voting happened just now.
Okay, so while that is happening, let's go get into feedback and suggestions. We can start with Toastmaster Bindu. Ma'am, how was the meeting today? Definitely, it is the best meeting for you since, as table topic master, you caught each and every one of them. So definitely, this is the happiest moment for you as a table topic master.
Yeah, definitely. I love to be table topic master in all the meetings because that is the best role where we can always catch hold of people and make them talk. Otherwise, leaving table topics, the meeting was excellent, very good, well conducted. Though I signed in late, but still each segment was well conducted as per the agenda. It was good, and the speeches also. I just heard half of Alvin's speech and full JS speech full I heard, but both speeches were very good. And JS's speech, I should mention that it is very inspirational, and I came to know about hope and all the charity works, all the humanitarian works that you guys are doing. Very good. And the evaluators also did their jobs very well. overall, yeah, it was a very well conducted meeting. Though membership, the participants, the attendees were very low, only 10 out of which 50% are guests. So that way we need to work a little more to bring in our own members to attend the meetings. Otherwise, it is good. Thank you. Over to you, President.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bindu. Now I would like to invite Toastmaster Niaz Fatima to give us the feedback about today's meeting.
Thank you, Toastmaster Alvin. I'm so happy to be here. This is my second time, as I said earlier. I felt the warmthness of the members, and I feel really comfortable. And this is my second evaluation overall. And I just attempted my first table topic here. Thanks to Toastmaster Binda, I know all the, I feel very comfortable with all the other questions, but unluckily I got the question which I felt a little bit tougher for me, but I'm happy I managed somehow. It was an overall wonderful meeting, nice speeches and evaluation, and I heard some of his charity acts of Jayesh. I couldn't hear your speech. Sorry, I was busy in evaluation, evaluating Toastmaster Alvin. But I heard your charity activities when I was in the contest. No, that time I was a surgeon at arms. That time you were talking about those things. That it was really a good initiative and inspiring to everyone. Nice to be here. Thank you. Over to you, President.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Niaz. And definitely after you attend one more meeting of us, we will induct you. No problem. We're happy to have you in our family. Now let me call upon our Toastmaster Shijilal for some few words.
Thank you, President, Toastmaster Alvin, and fellow Toastmasters. As Toastmaster Bindu and Toastmaster Nia said, it was really well conducted meeting. All the role players did their job very well, and the speakers and table topic master, table topic commentators, all done very well. One suggestion that, as our general evaluator mentioned, that the role players must be there on time, in fact, before the time, and just the TMOD can reconfirm the role players by a call that, I mean, they should be there on time, and try not to skip from the roles. I mean, if you take any responsibility, you have to be there. So just this is VIP education role has to keep on informing them they have to be there. Otherwise, they have to arrange replacement. And I mean, that's all. Otherwise, it was well conducted meeting. And of course, there's a room for improvement anytime, everywhere. So we can improve. Over to you, President.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shijilal. Last but not least, let me call upon Toastmaster Purisha for some few words.
Thank you so much. As I am very positive person, I always see positive thing. Though members are too less, but you and son Joseph, I always see tempo. Your Josh is always high. Every time you are like, how is your Josh? Then hi sir. It is like that only, and I like that so much in your club and warmth and everything. Like Nias said. One more thing I want to say, I was there for the evaluation for Toastmaster Jay's icebreaker speech. And that day I saw his first speech. And today I saw his another speech, and I saw improvement in him, so much improvement in him as a speaker. So because first time I saw him sitting and speaking, and now today he was standing and speaking, so I saw some improvement in him also. Toastmaster DTM Krishna Das gave very good evaluation and everything. So I am a sergeant at arm at our club. So if I would have known that I could give the sergeant at arms speech, because it is always ready with me. Anyways, I could have 3 rows. It's next time. So it is always nice to have here. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Purvisha. It's always a pleasure to have you here. All right, finally, the results have come, and it is quite interesting results. Now, let's start with best speaker. So, there are only 2 of us. So, any guesses? Who is the best speaker? You can unmute yourselves and give us the answer.
President.
Well, Toastmaster Jayesh, I have to say it is both of us. It's a tie. So Toastmaster Jayesh and myself are the best speakers. So there is no winners. Both of us are winners. So next we have evaluation. Now, once again, let me ask any guesses? Can unmute yourselves and ask. Can give out your guesses. It's a
Our angel.
close, close. Well, the result is also very interesting. Like the first one, it is a tie. So Toastmaster Neyaz and Toastmaster Sijilal won the best evaluators. Now, for last and finally, for table topics. Now, there are a lot of speakers for table topics, so 50-50 chance is quite less. So, any guesses? Table topics. Toastmaster Bindu, do you have any guesses? No idea. Okay, okay. The best table topic commentator goes to myself, unfortunately. So thank you so much. Thank you for coming for today's meeting. Now, yes, usually around the month of December, we at our mother club, our venue, we usually have the Indian talent scan, and usually around this time, the meetings are suspended. So this is the first time we are having meetings in December. So usually around this time, many of our members use it as an opportunity to travel to India. So that is why might have contributed why there's less members. So and definitely Toastmaster DTM Krishnadas, thank you for coming today as our general evaluator. Definitely your constructive evaluation, general evaluation, I've noted them all down and will definitely improve upon it. So overall, I find this meeting to be a very productive meeting. At the end of the year, definitely we can take something out of this from this experience. So before I adjourn the meeting, I would like to request everyone to turn on your cameras and let us take a group picture. After all, it's the end of the year. This is the final picture at KCA meeting 2020 for the year 2020. So Toastmaster Soy, oh yes, Toastmaster Soy Paul is here. So with a count of 3, everyone with a big smile. 1, 2, 3. Happy New Year. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone once again for coming to today's meeting. And now meeting number 422 is now adjourned.